Hello, Fat Grandma here. It is Tuesday, October 3rd. Um, if you have not been here before, my name is Paula. I have a very small eBay store. I occasionally sell on Poshmark, but it has now been 4 weeks since I've had a Poshmark sale. So take that for what it's worth. I don't do well over there, probably because I don't engage. I think Poshmark requires a lot more user engagement with other users than eBay or some of the other platforms. And I'm not an engagement kind of person. I'm more of a focus on what I'm selling and, work on my listing titles and do that kind of stuff person. I'm not, you know, share everybody else's stuff kind of a person and look to see who's following me and follow them back and I can't keep up with that. So that's probably why I'm not selling anything on Poshmark. Um, anyway, what I normally do is go through my sales and then I will talk about personal things at the end of the video. Last week I talked about just doing solds videos and doing a second video toward the end of the week, you know, about other stuff. If there's anything personal or if I go out sourcing or whatever. But that did not happen this past week. I'll get into that at the end of this video. I'm going to go through my solds and then I will talk about what's been going on and why you guys didn't get a video and what I am feeling about this channel just in general. And it could just be my emotional state at the moment. I don't know, but we'll get to that later on. Anyway, I'm going to run through my solds. I had 13 items that sold, but 4 of those items sold to the same person. So it was 2 separate sales, but I'll get to that. I'll explain it to you guys. Anyway, the first item I sold was a Tori Nippon hand-painted geisha 5 1/4 inch plates. It was a set of 6. These were in kind of rough condition. They're very old, antique, and I've had them listed for a very, very long time. And they finally sold for $15.29, and the shipping they paid was $9.88. I don't even remember when or where I got these. They have been listed for over a year, and I'm just glad to have them out of here. So if you happen to see them, I wouldn't bother. Unless you want to sit on them for a long time and not make a lot of money. I guess that would be the only piece of advice I would give you with regard to these particular plates. I don't know, Anyway, next item I sold was 3 Western Airlines saucers made by Mayor China, and I put in the title Aviation Memorabilia Wally Bird Crest. That's the crest that was on there. Western Airlines is an airline that is no longer, I think they merged with Delta many, many years ago. And anyway, these plates are also something that has been listed for a very long time. They sold for $8.99, and shipping paid was $7.85. Let's see. The next item was something that I bid on in an auction where I had bid on a bunch of other lots, and I don't even know why I bid on this item. I got it for $1, I think. Anyway, it was a Lego Aris Eagle Interceptor Chima Dimensions. It was factory sealed, but the box was pretty beat up. Sold for $4.95, and shipping was $5.33. I pretty much broke even on that. I think I made my money back after all the eBay fees and stuff. Anyway, the next item I sold was a vintage ocarina clay turtle Aztec Mayan flute painted folk art whistle, and that's exactly how I had it listed. And it sold for $14.99, and shipping was $6.07. I do not remember what this came with. I know it was in with a lot of other things. I may have paid off the lot. It was I made $10 in profit on this item. So, not a bad sale for a little wooden thing with holes in it. I didn't even know what it was when I got it. I had to use Google image and did some research, and that's how I figured out what this thing was. The next item I got or sold was a Lenox Lil Pumpkin patch elephant figurine Halloween vintage fine china. Is the way I had it listed. My internet's been out, and that's my phone letting me know that it's. Well, you guys are going to get a news flash. We're experiencing another outage in your area. This happened yesterday. My internet has gone out twice now in the last 24 hours. Thankfully, I don't need it to do my videos, which is why I'm recording this video now. So, it is currently 6 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 3:30, so I don't know why I woke up at 3:30. I just did. So, here we are. Anyway, let's see. Oh, the elephant, the little Lenox elephant, sold for $18.66. And the shipping they paid was $9.88. I think I made an offer to them on that. I had a watcher and I made an offer. I don't remember for sure, but anyway, let's see. And I think I paid $10 for that. I only netted $7.80, so I made my money back. No, I paid less than 10 because it was like 25% off day at the thrift store. I don't remember exactly, but I made my money back, made a little bit of profit. Let's see, the next 4 items all went to the same buyer. 3 of them were cookie jars that I picked up at the 99-cent only store. And she bought all 3 of them. And then we got chatty in the in the eBay messaging, and she knew she lives in, I think it's Pennsylvania. I can't remember for sure what state she's in, but she's way back east. They do not have 99-cent only stores, but she watches the videos that people do for the 99-cent only merchandise when it comes out. And so she knew about these cookie jars, and she had watched about some other things too that she was looking for. Found my cookie jars, purchased all 3 of them that I had listed, and then she asked me if I had seen any of these plastic boo buckets. They're like trick-or-treat buckets, and I hadn't even noticed them when I was looking, because I was looking for things that I could resell for a reasonable price but still make some money. Not out to make a killing, just, make my money back, let's make some profit, make it worth going to the store, to pick these things up. Anyway, the 3 cookie jars that she purchased, and they weren't big cookie jars, they were kind of small cookie jars. One was the Halloween black cat in a witch's hat. The other one was a skeleton in a top hat cookie jar. And the third one was a jack-o'-lantern in a witch's hat. All of the cookie jars were just a little over 6 inches tall. And she paid $38.35 for all 3 of those, and $26 in shipping total for the cookie jars. And then when she asked me about the boo buckets, I went back to the 99-cent store after a failed doctor's appointment this past week, and I'll get to that later if I remember. Things have happened this past week. Anyway, I found the buckets, and so I picked both of them up for her. I think they were $1 a piece. I can't remember. They may have been $1.29. Anyway, I didn't mark them up very much. She'd already purchased, those other items for me, and anyway, she paid $5.75 for the 2 buckets and $6.78 in shipping. So I made 71 cents on that on that particular sale. My profit was $22.91 on the 3 cookie jars. So, it was worth it to pick those up. I believe that. I believe I did the math right. I'm not 100% positive, but I did the math on everything, and I think I'm on target with it. Anyway, the next sale I had, and thank you, Sherry, for those purchases. If you're watching the channel, I don't know if she's a viewer now or not. I did tell her that I have a a YouTube channel. So, um, anyway, we'll talk about that too when we get to the end of the solds. The next sale was 5 Arby's Irish coffee mugs, Holly Berry glasses, excuse me. And they were vintage. I sold them for $16 and shipping was $12.22. I picked them up in an auction lot with some other Arby's glasses, and I still have the other glasses. These have been listed for a very long time. Again, some of my really old listings are selling now. I don't know what's going on. I'm glad because a lot of this stuff would have been going to the flea market when I go. I'm planning on going in the next couple weeks. So, I'd rather sell them on eBay and make some real money than sell them at the flea market, make $1, which is what's going to end up happening with the stuff that I take. I know what the sales are going to be like. Anyway, the next item I sold was, and these were something else that I picked up at the 99-cent only store. 2 Disney Mickey Mouse linear hinge ceramic canisters, and I had a black set and a white set. I looked at one of the ads for 99-cent only, and they said that they had these Mickey Mouse canisters or ceramic canisters like stoneware. Very nice canisters with hinges. They had black and white in the ad. And I hunted, and a couple different stores didn't have them, but one of the stores that I ended up going to on the same day as the failed doctor's appointment had them. And so I picked up a set of the black ones and a set of the white, and the white ones have sold now. I should have sold them for a little bit more because I didn't make very much on these. Anyway, the set sold for $24.99. They paid $13.64 in shipping. Stoneware ceramic is heavy, and they're canisters, so they're not tiny. Anyway, I made $10 profit on those. So, which is okay. I mean, that's fine, but I would like to make a little bit more for the amount of money that I invested in them. So I've raised the price a little bit for the black ones. They can sit for a little while because I've now paid I've made back what I spent on them, so I don't mind if they sit for a little bit. They can sit on my shelf. Hopefully they'll sell during Christmas time. Let's see, the next item I sold was a lot of 26 small wooden hand-painted vintage Easter ornaments. And let's see, there were 8 rabbits, 17 eggs, and 1 bird. These things were small, and they were hand-painted and actual Easter ornaments. I don't know what kind of tree people hang these on, but anyway, they sold for $9.99, which not bad for a bunch of little ornaments that are, they're. I don't even know. I've never seen these before. Anyway, $5.17 for shipping is what the buyer paid, and I made about $8 profit on these. These were in a big lot of a bunch of Easter stuff that I got a couple months back, and you guys saw a video or some video footage of that pickup from the auction house. If you've been watching my videos for any length of time, I believe that I put that in at the beginning of one of them. The last item I sold was a lot of 3 flocked, snow-tipped felt Christmas trees. They're Christmas Village accessory. They did not have a brand name on them. They were about 5.5 inches tall, and some of the branches, not really branches because they're felt, but they were kind of broken, and I mentioned all of that in the listing. So if somebody gets these and didn't notice, it's not my fault because I put it in big, some of the branches are broken in the description or whatever that you see up at the top by the price. Anyway, they sold for $5 and $4.62 in shipping. So those were in with all that Easter stuff, which was weird. They were just thrown into the box, and they kind of looked like Department 56, but they did not have any markings on them. Again, so I have no idea. I didn't list them as Department 56, and I initially did, And then because the guy at the auction house said they looked like Department 56, and they did look like Department 56. But when I looked at some of the other Department 56 Christmas trees that were listed, even though they looked like them, the Department 56 had markings on the bottom of their items, and these trees did not have markings on them. So I removed all of that from the listing and just sold them as flocked Christmas trees that had some issues. And but you can't really tell by just looking at them. You know, like if somebody puts them in a display, no one will notice that any of those branches are broken. So anyway, those sold. So my total profit this week was somewhere around $85. I kind of did the math. So some of the 99-cent only finds are selling. Not making a ton of money on them, but I'm doing okay. And some of them have watchers now. But anyway, that's it for my salts. If that's what you came here for, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to get into all of that now. Okay, so I don't know what day it was, Thursday or Friday, I had a doctor's appointment. I think it was Thursday. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I had a doctor's appointment. They called to remind me about the doctor's appointment the day before, and they said it was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even bother to look at the appointment time online. I just trusted that what the person said in the voicemail they left me was correct. And I have been waiting for this appointment since June. So, it's been a while. And the last time they scheduled it, it got screwed up. I waited for the June appointment for like 4 months. And when they scheduled my appointment, they scheduled it one day too early for my insurance to cover my wellness checkup. It's the annual wellness checkup or whatever. And so it was one day too early. So whoever did the scheduling wasn't paying attention to the dates. So when I got there, because I needed my prescriptions refilled, they couldn't. I couldn't have a wellness appointment checkup. I had to just have, like a follow-up visit or whatever to get my prescriptions refilled. So I got that done, and so then I had to wait until this recent appointment last week, and I got up at 5:30 in the morning, went to the gym, took my shower, because I can't shower here, and if you've been around for any length of time, you know what all that's about. Anyway, took my shower, went to the doctor's appointment, got there like 15 minutes before the appointment at like 7:45. I get all checked in and stuff, and then she says to me, "Since you're 45 minutes early," and I'm like, "Excuse me?" You what? She says, "Yeah, your appointment's not till 8:45. I said, "Why? Why did someone leave me a message telling me that my appointment was 8 o'clock in the morning?" Well, the doctor doesn't get here till 8:45. Well, why did someone tell me my appointment? I was so pissed off. I left. I told him, I said, "No, I'm not waiting for 45 minutes sitting in the doctor's office with sick people, and it's not COVID, whatever. I don't want anybody's germs. I don't want any kind of germs. Germ season is here. Everybody's kids are in school, and everybody's walking around with sneezes and all kinds of other crap. I don't want it, whatever it is." And so I'm like, "No, I'm not going to sit here in the doctor's office around a bunch of potentially sick people for 45 minutes waiting to catch a germ, because you guys told me the wrong time for my appointment." And I know what time they told me, because I thought, "Ugh, I got to get up at 5:30, I would never have gone that early. I would have gotten there at like, 8:30, 8:40, somewhere around there, if my appointment was until 8:45. So anyway, I left and rescheduled for the day after Christmas. Now, I fully expect this next appointment to get canceled, because I've made appointments with other doctors in the past around holidays, and they'll either extend their vacation or they'll leave for vacation early, and anybody who had an appointment on those days you know, gets a phone call, and you have to reschedule your appointment. So I'm fully expecting to have to reschedule this appointment. And I asked the girl, I said, is she actually going to be there be here the day after Christmas? And she says, well, she said she's going to work that day. And I'm like, okay, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's the thing. That's what happened with the doctor's appointment. And so because I left the doctor's appointment, I was like, well, I might as well go poke around at 99 cent only. I didn't want to come back here because it was 8 o'clock in the morning, or, it was like 10 after 8 by this point in time. And I didn't want to come back here because my mother wakes up at 8:30 every morning. And when she wakes up, she's always in a bad mood. I did not want to be around her when she first woke up. So I wanted to wait and just find something to do for a couple of hours so I didn't have to come back here right away. Anyway, so I went poked around 99 cent only, and that's how I managed to find those canisters, the Mickey Mouse canisters. So, so that's what happened with that. And there were a couple of other things that customer, Cherie, I don't know how she says her name, but anyway, there were a couple of other canisters that not canisters, items that she was after. They were pinwheels that you stick in your yard, and one had a bat and one had one had a cat on it and the other one had a ghost, I think. I can't remember for sure, but anyway, I found them. They actually had one of each left at the 99 cent store, but the post they were on there, the dowel rod the pinwheel part was mounted on, was 44 inches long. And the pinwheel part was actually pretty big. It was like 12 inches at least. And it was kind of thick too, like from front to back. The box, I would have had to found a box first. And I was recording all of this, by the way. I had my camera on. I was recording everything, or I thought I was. Anyway, it turned out I wasn't recording it. My camera took a crap for whatever reason and wasn't recording it. But I was standing there for like 5 minutes trying to figure out how much it was going to cost to ship these two pinwheels if I picked them up for her. And it was going to be over $40 just for the shipping. And because of the size of box that I was going to have to put these things in. I even looked at them closely to see if I could take the pinwheel part off of the dowel rod and just ship the pinwheel part to her, because you can pick up dowel rods for nothing at Home Depot. So she could have made them however long she wanted them to be, but I was afraid to take the thing apart. It was glued, and I didn't want to break anything or damage anything, and so it just wasn't worth it. I think they were, I don't know, $4 or $5 each. So the cost for the actual pinwheel wasn't bad. They were really cute, and they seemed to be pretty well made. But yeah, the shipping would have been a nightmare. I didn't have a box. I would have had to find a box. I would have had to charge her for that. My gas and everything else, driving to pick up said box, wherever I would manage to find one at. She would have ended up paying like $60 for these two pinwheels at a minimum. And it just wasn't worth it. So she was fine with that. I made an executive decision on my own because I was standing there going, these are not worth shipping. Anyway, so that's what happened with all of that. As far as my videos go, I did not get a video uploaded, obviously, this past week, toward the end of the week, like I had intended. I have so much footage from going to the different 99 cent only stores. I've got, I think, 4 or 5 stores of footage. One of the problems with the footage is that they had the music blaring in these stores so loud that any talking that I was doing, I would have to take all of the audio off of these videos and voice over everything because of the music in the background, and I would get copyright strikes on YouTube. So that was the first issue. And the second issue was that once I got all the video off of my camera and saw how much there was, I felt very overwhelmed. And normally I would be able to handle that, but there have been some issues this past week with my roommate, however you want to look at that. She's been on a tirade again, and just in general bad mood, and it sets me off in a way that I get overwhelmed because of that. And then you add to it just the thinking about editing or trying to edit the videos was like overwhelmed on top of overwhelmed, and I just couldn't do any of it. So you guys got nothing. I got nothing done. And it's almost like she has radar that she knows when I'm feeling happy or good about things or things are going decent for me. She will do something and say things to put me in my place. Just say it that way. To remind me that I'm not welcome here, really. You know, um, and that I got an apology yesterday for the first time ever because she went off on me the day before and I had done nothing. She was pissed because she has a light that's attached to the outside of the room that I live in, that I'm paying rent for, that I'm paying utilities for, more than I owe. If you guys have been around, you know what's going on. Anyway, this light, the switch is inside my room, and the light went out, quit working, whatever. It's like 100 years old, so of course it's going to break. And of course, because it's attached to my room, couldn't have been one of the ones that she could get to. Anyway, because she couldn't come in here and just flip the switch whenever she wanted to, she was on a broom. I told her, I will flip the switch. This is one of the issues we had when I first moved in here is I need some privacy. I have to have some privacy. I had to, and this is the only boundary I've really asked for, was to not just walk in and invade my space. I have to have that. I don't have any of my own belongings really. I have my bed and some boxes of stuff, but everything's in the garage. I can't use any of my own stuff. I haven't seen any of my kitchen items or any of my belongings really in 3 years now, almost 3 years now. So, I can't get into a place yet, and I'm on waiting lists, and here we are. So, anyway, because I set some boundaries, because she was knocking on my door, or not really knocking, yelling through the door like every 10 minutes whenever she had something she wanted to tell me or say at me. And I was on edge constantly. It's not much better now, but it's a little bit better because she doesn't just knock on my door every 5 minutes for random crap that doesn't need to, she doesn't, it was for stupid crap that like had to do with her chickens, or one of the cats was doing something. I don't care. I don't need to hear about that every 5 minutes or even every 30 minutes. I need some privacy, and I set a boundary, and she did not care for that. And every time she gets bent out of shape about something else, she will bring up the fact that this is her house and she should be able to go into whatever room she wants to, whenever she wants to, and that, she gets bent out of shape over that. That's what she gets pissed about. So then she yells and screams, "This is my house," and I get to hear that for the rest of it. So I hide. I hide in my room and avoid the situation, because that's really all I can do. She gets frustrated with herself because her eyes aren't working like they used to. She can't do things like she used to, and it gets taken out on me because she gets frustrated with other things now. I can't help her either. And that's the other part of the thing. If I offer to help with anything, I get yelled at the whole time. So I don't help her with anything she's trying to do. I stay out of it. I stay away. I stay out of it. I don't want to be involved in it. I don't even offer to help anymore because I don't like getting yelled at. And she gets frustrated because she's not capable of doing things that she used to be able to do, and then she takes it out on me. And I'm not going to be anybody's whipping whatever, um, because they're frustrated. I don't care how old you are. I don't care any of it. And she's always been, like you guys have heard before in past videos, she's always been kind of an angry person, very negative. She says I'm negative, but then she's the one that's saying all the negative things, and I'm like, excuse me, you know, you're the one that's saying all the negative stuff. Some of the things that come out of her mouth toward the television or neighbors or people who aren't of our same skin color, um, it's very volatile. And so I just keep to myself as much as I can. I pick up her groceries for her so that she doesn't have to pay to have them delivered, because she has the Walmart Plus or whatever it is. And we have Amazon too. And, and it's free to have the stuff delivered, but you still have to pay a tip. There's a tip for the Walmart, groceries, or for Amazon or Fresh Foods or whatever it is, because she was ordering from either one or both places at least 3 or 4 times a month and paying an $8 to $10 tip every time. And I'm like, that's $40, $50, $60 a month, depending on how many times you order groceries, just in tips, you know. And people don't think about that. She wasn't thinking about it. That's a lot of money. And so I told her, I don't know, a week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, that I would pick up her groceries when I pick my stuff up. It just doesn't make sense for all that tipping to be going on when that's money that could be spent on. And if I'm going to be there anyway, it's like, why not? um, I've picked up her groceries in the past, but sometimes she wants to order things on the fly, and I'm not going to make a special trip. But if I'm, going to the grocery store and I'm picking stuff up, or if I feel like running a 99 cent like I did last night, I went ahead and ran to 99 cent only. It's not that far away. And because Walmart did not have any watermelons, like the regular normal sized watermelons, she gets this for her chickens. And I had seen them at 99 cent only when I was there, so I knew they had some. So I ran and picked up a couple watermelons, and those were $5 a piece. Anyway, so I'm spending money on this stuff, but she tells me to use the gas card and just put gas in my car. So I've now got almost $60 worth of gas that I can put in my car whenever I decide to go to the gas station. I may do that this morning. I have to go to the post office. So anyway, that's what's going on here. What's been going on here. That's a very tiny, you guys are getting a very Reader's Digest version of all of it. I don't want to talk too much more because I'm going on 30 minutes now. So I want to cut this short. But my best friend was supposed to be coming in a couple of weeks for a visit, and that's gotten canceled now. She was just in Africa for a couple of weeks. She got an opportunity to go on like a once of a lifetime trip, and so she went to Africa, and that was quite, it was expensive. It was very expensive for that trip. And as it would be if you go to another country for 2 weeks. So she already spent all of that money doing that, and then she was going to come here and visit for like 4 days. She was going to get a rental car. She was getting a hotel. We talked about driving up to Payson and spending the night up there, and I was going to get the hotel for that, and I'd already put a deposit down on a hotel up there. I called them to cancel the reservation, and they charged my credit card for the other half of the room instead of refunding me. So now I've got to deal with that, but that's a whole other issue. So I've got to call those idiots today and then find out why they charged my card for the other half instead of refunding me, because it's now showing as pending on my credit card, not as a credit, and it should be a credit. Anyway, so she's not coming because it was, the cost, the expense, plus my situation here is so unpredictable. It would be my luck that someone would come unhinged, like the day before my friend was going to be here, and I would have a situation where I wouldn't feel comfortable being gone for a couple of days, So it just worked out. It's just better not to have the visit right now. I was really looking forward to seeing her because she's been gone for 2 years now. And, it would have been nice to hang out and visit, but hopefully I will get moved. You know, I've got to move. I've got to get my own place. I can't deal with the crap going on here much more. It's really taking a toll on me, and I don't know what's going to happen with this channel or with my videos. I don't want to make videos and have half of what I'm talking about be negative. That just seems pointless. You guys can hear negativity or boo-hoo or, distress that other people are having in your own personal lives. You don't need to watch it on YouTube. So, and I don't know how much value there really is in me sharing my souls with you guys. I started doing the videos to kind of track things for myself, and I've been doing that for a year and a half now. I think I have gotten a handle on what kinds of things to pick up, what not to pick up anymore. I don't know how much value there is in me sharing my souls with you guys. So, you know, I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do. If I want to continue to do YouTube videos, if I want to do something different, something that would actually be valuable for people. Again, sharing my souls, there's not much value in it unless I have a bolo, and I can let people know, hey, this thing sold for a lot of money and it didn't cost me very much. But then what are the chances of anybody out there actually finding one of whatever I told you guys about? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I'm doing a lot of thinking right now. Just kind of trying to sort things out. And things could change a lot when I move someday. Whenever I get moved, I will be in a much different mindset. Things will be very different for me. I will not have all the negativity and all of the stress, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, that's it for this video. I may or may not throw something together later in the week. I have no idea. It's going to depend on how I feel. So, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your week. I hope that you, I think there's a 3-day weekend next weekend. If you're a government employee, I think you get, it's either Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, or both. I don't know what they're calling it now. The Columbus Day thing needs to go away. He was not anybody we should be celebrating, but that's a whole other video. Anyway, I will see you guys next week with some kind of a video. I don't know if it's going to be solds or if it's just going to be me letting you guys know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know yet, but I will see you next week. Thanks for watching, and thanks to my subscribers who are still here. And I'll see you next time. Bye.